Greetings everyone, this is Casantino. Welcome to episode 3 of Harley Quinn, and So You Need a Crew. So in this episode, we're introduced to the beginnings of Harley's new crew. When it starts, Harley's trying to steal a nuclear device, which she can't because there's a 3-key locking mechanism to it. And it's just Harley. So Joker ends up stealing it because he's got a bunch of goons. And they ingloriously knock her out of the train. So after that, she decides that she's going to try to get her own goon squad. She goes to a henchman hiring firm. And they kind of reject her because they thought she was still with the Joker. So she goes to a seedy bar. No one will go with her, even though she makes a big spiel about how they'll do $1 million heists and everything. She then, so after this, we're introduced to two more villains. The creepy little midget, Dr. Psycho. Dr. Psycho was introduced earlier in the episode when he's fighting Wonder Woman and calls her a see you next Tuesday. Yeah. So he's in a bunch of trouble for that. So, and we're also introduced, we're talking to the bartender, and we're introduced at this point to Clayface, who is a very vociferous actor.
Portraying the juicy role of country boy bartending.
I thought you were playing the role of literal piece of shit.
Ugh, it's in my hair.
Now I'm a literal piece of shit.
Okay.
Alright, so after this, Harley decides, you know what, I'm going to go to a henchman seminar. So, in steps the villain of the episode, Maxi Zeus. But, Jesus, they made him freaking, I know he's supposed to be, this very charismatic guy, but goddamn. So she gets all excited. He's like, oh yeah, you can try this. And she's like, well, I've tried that, but neither one of them worked. And he gives her a motivational speech about, you have to believe in yourself. You can't be a quitter and all this and that. And later in the back, she goes to him to get some more pointers. Unfortunately, she is then he tries to seduce her. Right. So, after that, and he basically tells her off, well, kind of insults her on the way out, she goes to Ivy, who tells her she won't join her crew, and she tells her about the glass ceiling that female supervillains have. And she sends her to the Queen of Fables. Now, Queen of Fables, as far as I understand, is like a newer villain, kind of in the last 10 years or so. I don't know. I tried looking her up. She basically is a sorceress who created her own crew using fairy tales. So, when we're introduced to her, she is currently trapped in a tax book. Now let me just say something about this, all right? Because she complains about how guys like Joker and Riddler and all that end up usually going to Arkham, and she thinks she's not getting treated unfairly and all this and that. I'm going to be honest. The fact they trapped her in a tax book, I mean, they could have done worse. I don't know whether it's just the fact that they put her in a tax book that pissed her off or something. But I would say, you know what? They actually see you as a bigger threat than the Joker and all of them if they're not putting you in Arkham. Just my 2 cents. It's like, okay, you're a big enough threat to get put in a tax book, not quite there to get put into the Phantom Zone. Which, Jesus Christ. So after all that, she decides, you know what? To hell with it. To hell with everything. She's just going to go get her own crew. She's going to get to, as what she calls people nobody believes in. She decides she's going to visit that bar again. She met Psycho and Clayface and talk to them about joining the crew, which they eventually do after Psycho gets excommunicated from the Legion of Doom because he doesn't represent their evil. Yes, they have a brand of evil. So what's their first caper? Well, Harley decides petty revenge is a good place to start. So they head to Maxie Zeus' house with Clayface keeping Maxie busy with a story about being a mailman who was actually the long-lost son of Maxie Zeus. Spoiler, Maxie freaking figures that. He sees right through that. So he's not a complete dumbass. Even though when he's got statues of himself. And yeah, have you ever seen the statue of David? Yeah, it's something like that. Everywhere. The entire scene is literally just statues with that funky censorship thing that Japanese like to use, where it blurs out the stuff. Harley and Psycho get into his bedroom where he sleeps on a pile of gold, which is actually gold medals from the 1996 Olympics that he stole. They come out to watch just in time to watch Maxie beat the living hell out of Clayface. When he finds out, he finally reveals that he didn't buy into any of that shit. And yeah, it gets ugly. So after saving Clayface, Harley's like these guys are my crew. They work for me. And of course, Maxie being Maxie, he just freaking can't shut up, and eventually just calls her out. It's like, oh, a crew? You call this a crew? A mudslide and a midget. Basically, they kick his ass right then and there, and then he tells Tawny, I think it's Tawny, the talk show host of the show, that Harley Quinn's group is nothing to fuck with. So, she gets the gold medals, which she traded for an atomic bomb, which she used to get a highway named after her. So, all's well that ends well. I will say this was... the humor keeps getting better. The writings, Harley's still going through the motions, which is really good because Harley's not just giving everything. Harley's working for everything. He's trying to get the atomic bomb. She's trying to get her own goons. She does everything she can. So again, she earns her way into this, which again, I cannot stress this enough on how glad I am that this is how they wrote her. It is so much better than how some female characters are nowadays. She's not handed anything. She actually works for it. She's got people that help her on her way up. And as the season goes on, she gets some more help, and in fact, she'll be getting a new person. We're introduced to a couple new characters in the next episode, which will be Finding Mr. Right. Yeah, I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for the next episode.